Hello everybody, my name is Mithan and we're gonna do some yin yoga. Today's sequence is a flow for your legs. We're gonna start in butterfly pose. So we're gonna draw the soles of the feet together. And if you have any rounding in the lower back, I need you to either roll up your mat or take a blanket so you can sit up on something so you have a slight forward tilt in your pelvis. Or just simply draw the pudding bits out of the way. When you are ready, make sure that your feet are in a comfortable position, so maybe not even so close into your groin, but maybe a little bit further out to give you a little bit more space. And all you need to do is to drop yourself down, softly just melting yourself forward. And just letting yourself go here. And what's important is to stay in that position and softly just yield into the pose. So we're trying to start on maybe about 60-70% range of motion. So don't make sure you don't push yourself all the way down to the finish line at once, because we're going to stay for a few minutes. So surrendering, yielding, dropping the head. Soften the shoulders. Let your being soften. And make this as luxurious as you possibly can. And just try out a little bit where you need to be and how far you need to go, and then just let yourself drop into this. And the legs are dropping slightly out. Letting that beautiful stretch come into the inside of your thighs, over your spine, lower back, sacrum. Letting the elbows hang underneath your shoulders, so the shoulders, via gravity and the help of the weight of the arms, are dropping away from each other. Now take a deep inhalation. And simply on the exhale, let go and drop even further down. Just let this happen the way your body tells you to. And staying here. We're going to stay for a few more minutes. So while you're surrendering, just bring to your mind softness and ease. A sense of freedom and lightness as you surrender even further down. Your breath is calm and soft as you continue to drop into this. And one of the most important things in yin yoga is to simply relax any superficial muscles. So we allow ourselves to work deep into our joints and our tendons and our connective tissue and fascia. If we tense up our muscles, we won't go deep inside. Letting yourself drop even further. Make sure you relax your jaw, your tongue and your teeth. Maybe wet your lips and swallow a few times. Maybe sway lightly side to side just to feel that relaxation drawing even further into your body. Let the opening take place by itself. Relax your buttocks and your thighs. Along your spine, shoulders and neck, letting the head hang heavy. Letting your breath be smooth in and out of your nostrils. And staying with yourself during the practice. So really feeling into how it feels inside and where it's taking you. Where stagnation sits, where openness and freedom sits or arrives into. Where the breath is going. Where your heart is and where your mind is. As you soften further and further into this pose, you will drop deeper and deeper down. So let that just take place, softly happen by itself. We're going to stay for approximately a minute more. That means a few long, deep, beautiful inhalations and full, powerful exhalations. If you feel that you would like to, at the end of this, lengthen the arms out, place the palms of the hands down and create a little bit of traction, slightly pulling yourself a little further in. That might feel good for some of you, so you might want to try it out. Taking about 5-6 more deep inhalations, full juicy exhalations. And as always, when we come out of a yin yoga pose, we take it very, very slowly. So take one more of those beautiful inhalations. Full exhalation. And then slowly walk your hands back. Lift yourself up. Freedom. Slowly drawing the legs together to draw them straight out. And the hands can come back behind you. And just let that settle for a little bit of rebound. Let the energy just flow through. We've unblocked a few areas, so energy can flow freely through this now. We're going to continue into dragon fly pose. We're going to draw the legs out as wide as we can. Again, if there's a rounding in the lower back, please sit up onto a blanket. Make sure you're comfortable. You might need to just move your legs in a little bit more. We don't have to go hardcore into this. So just make sure the legs are comfortable. You will get a beautiful lengthening through the adductors, the inside of your thighs. And again, we're just going to soften forward and drop forward. Hands can come wherever you want to. And if you have a block or a pillow or a bolster at home, it might be nice to put your forehead on. Or if you can go further down, you might want to put your forehead onto your fists. And as we soften into this, we will come deeper and deeper down. So just see where you want to go. And again, remember to not start onto the finishing line, but start high up, 60-70% range of motion, and let yourself just drop forward. And why we're doing this, not pushing ourselves down, is that we're working into the beautiful connective tissue and the deep, deep tissue, the ligaments and the tendons. And they're much denser than muscle, so they need longer time. So always start high and then softly drop down, staying for a few minutes here again, just figuring out where you need to be, where is a good place for you to be. Taking an inhalation, and as you exhale, relax the buttocks and the thighs, the legs and the toes. See where you can drop into, just gently softening even further. So as we stay in this for a few more minutes, as the flow of the legs, we're working into the back of the hamstrings, the back of the legs, and the adductors, the inside thighs. We're lengthening out through the insertion points of our sit bones where our hamstrings and a lot of muscles attach. So just breathe into the back of the legs, the inside thighs, and let the opening and the freedom take place and create space for yourself. And as you soften, just let everything melt. So melt your heart down towards the floor. Play with where you need to place your elbows and arms for you to be most comfortable. It's a powerful practice, so you should feel this lengthening through your body. embracing whatever it gives you. Just opening up not only space within your body and your bones and muscles and tendons and connective tissue, but also open up to space and freedom within your heart and your mind to welcome whatever comes to you in these poses. And it doesn't matter how far you can go down, you just do what feels good for you. We're all different, so you need to find your own way. Breathing in and out of your nostrils, melting down, relaxing through the spine, the lower back, neck and head, shoulders. Relax the entire face and the legs. A little bit longer, staying with this. So about 6 more beautiful inhalations and exhalations, and I want you on each inhale just soak up goodness, and on each exhale release any stagnation. Release any negativity. Just breathing in goodness and joy and exhaling any negativities. One more deep inhalation. Happiness and joy. Full exhalation. Slowly walk yourself back up. So good. Draw the legs together, maybe hug them in a little bit. That's good. Going to continue into downward facing dog for a moment to stretch out. So hands about shoulder width apart and spread the fingers so you have a good solid foundation. Tuck the toes under and lift yourself up. And it doesn't really matter how this looks. I just want you to lengthen out your body, lengthen your back, broaden between the shoulders, lengthen out through the back of the legs and the Achilles and the calf muscles. I'm going to continue into sleeping swan. We're actually starting with swan pose first. So look up at your hands. We're going to draw the right knee towards the right hand, right foot towards the left hand. Tuck that leg in underneath you. Walk the back leg back behind you. So we're starting high into this today, into swan pose. So prop yourself up slightly so you can find a little bit of a back bend, which feels really juicy now after those forward bends that we've done. So drop the hips, reach the heart up, draw the shoulders away from the ears, and sort of compress and crunch the back into the spinal processors in towards each other. So crunching the back in a little bit. I'm just staying here for a moment. This is very yang, but we need a little bit of yang in our life if we're going to have yin. So balancing out. Taking 2 more deep inhalations, full exhalations. When you're ready, we're going to adventure down towards the floor. And again, you might need a pillow or a block or a fist or two to prop your forehead up onto. Totally okay. This right foot might also feel more comfortable if it comes further down to the groin. The aim here is to get your right buttock and thigh muscle really open up. So if you don't really feel it, then slightly venture out to the left and see if that gives you more, or even to the right if that gives you more, just to find where your juicy spot is. And when you have that, then it's time to surrender down. Letting everything melt. See how much you can relax into this. Even though this might not be your most awesome pose, it might just be your great pose, that's okay. See where it can take you. Breath is steady in and out of your nostrils. Letting the big opening happening around your hip joint, around your buttocks and your glute muscles, over the sacrum, the side of the thigh, the IT band. Sink into this. Let your breath smoothly go in and out of your nostrils. And again, open up to whatever arrives to you. Opening your heart to see what comes your way. Often when we do opening poses, there's a lot of fear and frustration occurring for a lot of people, and that's totally normal. We're tensing muscles and tissues and store energies in there. So as we release these energies and tissues, emotions often releases too. Now, so our birthright is really to love or be loved. Be in love, surrounded by love. And fear is something that we learn along the way. Almost to the point where we sometimes even get scared of accepting love. So if you can release any fears, let them just go with that exhalation. Starting to accept love again. Relax the back leg, the front leg. Feel the weight of your upper body. Maybe broaden and widen a little bit between your elbow tips to come a little bit further down. Staying for a few more moments. Breathing, surrendering, letting go. A few more moments. Find your stillness. Appreciate the feelings, the emotions, the freedom created. 3 more deep inhalations, full exhalations, dropping further down for each exhale. And then slowly walking your hands back up. Now we're going to stay with the right leg where it is. And we're going to swing this left leg forward. So we're going to draw the left leg over so the knees can stack up onto each other, and we're coming into shoelace pose. That will mean that the knees are stacked on top of each other and the legs goes out by your hips. Now if this is too much, the lower leg, which is your right leg, can come out straight in front of you, and you can do this just with one leg as well. When you're ready, drop yourself forward wherever you are, both legs or one leg, and let yourself surrender. And again, we're working deeply into the buttocks and thighs. So you should feel this kind of juiciness opening up through the left side. External rotators and glute muscles on the buttocks. And again, just let yourself drop. And you might be more into your place if you slightly lean to the left. Try that for a few moments. Or slightly lean to the right. So it doesn't really matter what it looks like, it just matters what it feels like. So finding your place to hang out, let the head be heavy, let the shoulders drop down and the elbows just drop to the floor too. For some of you to draw the hands behind you and just hold hands and let the hands hang behind you might be really nice too. And again, we're staying for a few moments. So let your sit bones drop down to the floor and feel the weight in your buttocks down and the weight of your legs down, dropping even further down towards Mother Earth. Feel the heaviness start to take place in your body. You might want to open your mouth as wide as you can to release your jaw and your face, any tension. And then open your heart. Feel that love, the emotions that comes up, whatever it is for you. Head hangs heavy. Everything relaxes. Working with your breath to drop even further down. Six to 8 more deep inhalations, long exhalations. And take advantage of them. Really make them count. And slowly, slowly, we're going to walk ourselves up. We're going to untangle. We're going to just have a lay down without any other movement if you can. Just lay down. Open your body and let the rebound, that wave, just float through you. Let it settle, ebb out. Softly draw the knees up towards your chest. Give yourself a squeeze. And we're rolling over to our sides to push ourselves up to sitting. And we're coming back to our downward facing dog. So hands about shoulder width apart, feet about hip width apart. Soften out your neck. Shake out your booty. Walk your feet out, whatever you feel like. Just lengthen. And we're coming into the other side swan pose. So we're going to draw the left knee towards our left hand, left foot towards our right hand. Tuck that leg in underneath you and then walk the back leg back behind you. We're starting in this swan pose, so the kind of back bend loveliness. So draw up through the heart, sink into the hips. Really crunch that beautiful back together. Let the heart open up. So opening up that heart. We're here to maybe quiet our minds a little bit in a yin fashion. Maybe we need to balance that out with a bit of igniting in our hearts. Take a deep inhalation, full exhalation, sink into the hips, open the heart for a little bit longer. When you are ready, drop yourself down. Now again, feeling into where you need to be and how you need to position yourself. maybe slightly walking the upper body out to the right, and that will get you more over the buttock and the thigh, or to the left. I encourage you to take your time each time you sort of try a different variation, because it takes a few seconds for us to sort of figure out where we need to go. So let yourself just find your best place, and then it's time to surrender, melting the heart, maybe putting a fist or two underneath your forehead, but make sure you're not cramping up the shoulders and the spine so your elbow tips come out quite wide. Just stay for a few minutes. Now each side is very, very different, so just feel into if this gives you something very different from what the other side did. It's always an adventure, so bring it on. As you soften and breathe, acknowledging any fears that might come up, any emotions of the negative kind, any emotions of the positive kind. Just checking out how it is. Your head hang heavy, your heart melt further down. Soften through the buttocks and the legs and the thighs. Let your being soften. Let the breath run smoothly in and out of your nostrils. Release any tension in your jaw, and we have about 8 breaths to go. Let it just float through you, breathing into any area that might need a little bit of support and loving. Exhaling anything that you do not want anymore. One more deep inhalation, full juicy exhalation. When you're ready, slowly walk yourself up, staying with the left leg where it is. Just swing the right leg forward. Take your time, there's no rush, and over. So we're crossing the right leg over the left. Knees stacked on top of each other. Tuck the legs back behind you. Make sure you can sit down onto your buttocks. You might need some height under your bum, or you might need to lengthen again the lower leg out, which is your left leg. So up to you. When you are ready, dropping yourself down. Take your time, not pushing, not forcing, just yielding, melting to where you need to be. And wherever you get to, the yoga pose won't look the same the first minute as it does the last minute. So just take it very gently. Letting it open up through the right side thigh and buttock a little bit more now. Sinking, melting into this. Might want to do a few yeses and nos with your head softly as you let the shoulders relax, and then drop the head forward a little bit more. taking this pose to wherever it wants to take you, listening into your body. See if you can sense any tension that sits somewhere inside and release it with your mind and with your breath. Letting yourself surrender a little bit more. And maybe you want to have your hands behind you so you can release the shoulders a little bit more. It doesn't suit anyone. To you. Yin Yoga is a lot about finding your way to where you need to be in a pose, and you have time to do so. So always have that curiosity with you as you go through these poses. They always have something new to give you. It's about 8 more deep inhalations, full exhalations to drop into this. Don't miss out, take advantage. Soften for each exhale. One more deep inhalation, full exhalation. And slowly come back up. Untangle the legs. Have a little bit of a lay down just to let that ebb out. When you are ready, feeling okay, hugging the knees up. And you can, if you want to, rock and roll onto your spine a few times to just massage your spine to come up. So we're going to come into saddle pose, and we're going to do that by sitting. You can do this 2 different ways. So you can sit straight onto your legs and go down. Now if you have a bolster or blankets or pillows, if you need some support behind you, you can put that behind you just along your spine. What we're going to do is to come down, and for some of you, to come down and hang onto your hands might be enough. For some of you, you might come all the way down. If you prefer, you might want to roll the calf muscles out of the way and sit your buttocks and your sit bones down in between your feet and come down that way. It totally just is a different story for different people, so you need to find your way. And again, you might want to find a few props back behind you. This is a beautiful opening through the front of the legs. So whichever method you prefer, the aim is to open up through the quads, so the front of the thighs. So see where this sits the best to you or for you. And we're going to take our time here. You can draw the arms up above your head if that feels good. There's a slight arch in the spine or the lower back, which is a really nice way to just again massage into that lower back, and there's a beautiful opening through the hips and the heart. So letting that just happen and take place. Chin can slightly tuck in, and this is where we're going to stay. So as you're softening down to the floor here, just let yourself be, and it doesn't really matter if the knees are coming apart. They can just drop out to wherever they want to go, even if they're hanging slightly up in the air, as long as you're okay with that. If you feel any tension or too much tension in or around your knees, I would suggest you to prop yourself up underneath your back so you don't go all the way down, to release that tension a little bit. Feel the heart shining up towards the sky, the shoulders drop down to the floor. Arms are heavy, buttocks heavy. Let the opening happen to the front body. Slight compression and squeezing into the lower back. A few more moments. Beautiful way to just close your eyes and relax each and every muscle. To 8 more deep inhalations and exhalations. Just letting that come to you in its time, the length, the smoothness. Using your breath to create goodness to you. Last big inhale. And full exhale. Now for some of you, you might be able to just draw the legs out and lengthen out. For others, you might need to press down through the elbows, lift yourself up, and then free your legs. Up to you. Wherever you're coming into, have a lay down. Just for a few moments. Letting the freedom take place now into your legs. We're going to come into Banana Asana. So we're going to create a banana shape with our body. So we're going to start walking our feet towards the left. So walking out to your feet as far out as you can, making sure both sit bones and hips are still down. And we're going to follow with our upper body shimmy, shimmy over, shoulders still down as well. Now, for some of you, to have your arms over your heads might feel really, really nice. So we're opening up through the right side body. So creating a banana shape with our bodies to lengthen out from, basically from the armpits all the way down through the ribs, over the hips, into the side of the thigh. I'm going to stay here for a few moments, so just take your time. If you feel straight away that you want a little bit more, you might want to cross the right leg over the left, and that might give you a little bit more of an opening through, especially over the hip side of the right side. So see where you need to go with that. And then find your stillness, chin tucked in, let the opening take place. So this is a beautiful lateral flexion of your spine and opening over the tensor fascia lata muscle sitting just over your hips, a tiny little muscle that we use a lot when walking and running most of the time, or dancing. Let the heaviness come to your hips again, so drop the hips down, drop the shoulders down, let your being soften. Four, 5 more deep inhalations, full exhalations here. Take your time to breathe. And then slowly Start just softly shimmy your upper body back into center, and then slowly, slowly follow with your legs. And when you're back into center, just have a little bit of a riding that wave of rebound back into where it needs to go. So that fragile kind of vulnerable feeling that you often sense as coming out of poses is just this pure success of you moving deep into your connective tissue, moving bones and tendons and ligaments, giving them some loving. So we're coming into the other side. So walking the legs over to the right, just shimmy them over. And we're following with the upper body, making sure both sit bones and hips are still down, making sure both shoulders are still down. Chin tucks in, just find your way. Again, one side might be easier than the other. That's totally okay. Just breathing here. Let that side open up. Feel the lengthening through the side body, all along your side, from the armpit down through the intercostal muscles between your ribs, obliques, over the hip, down through the IT band. And the more you relax, the more you'll get out of it. And again, if you want a little bit more, cross the left leg now over the right foot to lengthen a little bit further through, especially through the side and hip. Focusing in to see what's happening inside, where it's lengthening and how it feels. Welcoming anything that's coming your way. Big open hearts. Taking advantage of your breath again. So about 8 more deep inhalations. Full exhalations. Letting your whole body drop down. Heaviness into the floor and the opening take place. And slowly walking your upper body back first, and then walking your legs back in. Just soften, relax, take an inhale, and on the exhale, drop fully into relaxation onto the floor. I'm going to finish off with a twist before Shavasana. So when you are ready, draw the right knee up towards your chest and squeeze it in, give it a little bit of loving. Placing the left hand onto your right knee, the right arm can go out at shoulder height, and we're going to drop that right knee over to the left. Now shimmy the left hip in underneath you, and this right shoulder will come up, but hook the elbow down onto the floor of the left elbow so you can walk the left shoulder blade out slightly to the left. So we're getting as much as we can out of this twist. You might want to place that left hand onto the left leg. And you might even want to look over towards the right hand side. It depends on how your neck is feeling. So see again how that sits with you. But we're just after a beautiful massage into the entire spine, just sort of squeezing, twisting the spine. Shoulders relax. Legs are relaxed. If you're lucky, you might get some opening over your glutes through the right leg too. As you relax further into that spine, the nervous system, massage into your organs, and stay for a few minutes. where it feels good for you to be. Letting everything relax and your entire body drop further down to the floor. You don't need to hold on to any muscles right now. You can just surrender. About 8 more deep inhalations, full exhalation. Feeling where they go and what they do to you. So just exploring the inhale and the exhale and the energy that it brings. Last big inhalation, full exhalation. When you're ready, slowly draw yourself back into center. Hug the knees in towards your chest. Take your time. When you're ready, the right leg extends out. Left knee squeezes up. Give it some loving. Right hand onto the left knee. Left arm out at shoulder height, and we're dropping over to the right side. Now taking your time to just find your way, and again shimmying the hip in underneath you, and you might want to look over to that left hand. So just figuring out where you need to go and how that is for you. Where we need to go, and our body will tell us that. So try to maybe draw the left knee further up towards your chest, or extend the left foot further out, just to see where you need to be. Walking the shoulders apart, looking up to the sky or over to the hands. As you drop down, relax the buttocks and the thighs. Relax the shoulders, head, hands and arms. Feel the massaging taking place to your inner organs, in your spine. Using your breath as a tool to surrender further. Dropping down, no muscle action required. Just the stillness of you. For about 8 more inhalations, exhalations. Take your time. Make them long, beautiful. They taste really, really good, so enjoy them. back. If you need to hug your knees into your chest, you can. We're coming into Shavasana, so lengthening the legs out. And I encourage you to have your legs a little bit wider apart and just shimmy the hips around a little bit. Hands comes out. So you're a little bit wider than normal, maybe. Shoulder blades apart, chin tucks in. Take a deep inhalation, full exhalation through your mouth. Maybe one more because they feel good. And then let yourself drop down. So you can stay in Shavasana for a little bit longer if you feel that you would like to. Stay for as long as you would like. If you are ready, then simply just roll over to your side and take a few moments there and then come up to a seated position. And I hope you will have a fabulous time ahead. Namaste.